Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Star Wars The Bad Batch. Last time on The Bad Batch, we had Bounty Lost. Continuing on from the previous episode, Cad Bane had captured Omega. However, she did manage to slip his grasp, only for Fennec Shand to show up, trying to capture her as well. So the two had a really good fight, actually. However, Omega was able to escape both of them and was found by the Batch. Fennec Shand also was contacted by Nala Se, who said it was okay for the Batch to take care of Omega as long as she is away from Lama Su. Lama Su, who is currently trying to get the Jango Fett genetic code from Omega and then kill her, which Nala Se does not want, interestingly. Also, Ton Wei is dead, so yeah. With all that said, let's go ahead and get into this episode of The Bad Batch. Here we go. Meanwhile, somewhere else.
Fellow citizens, I implore you to embrace these new laws. It is my duty to act in your best interest.
Oh, this guy's dead.
And it is why I can no longer condone this unjust occupation. They wish to intimidate us, to scare us.
Yeah, this guy's dead. Oh no, he's just gonna be arrested. Oh gosh, they still got those walkers.
There's too much heat on us right now.
Ha! They never stopped us before.
The kid's been through enough. She needs a break.
Yeah, relax.
She seems fine to me.
I've got a mission for you boys. A simple extraction on Raxus.
Raxus? That is the former center of the separatist government. It is...
Details are on this. Now get going.
Help us, separatists.
Nah.
Not gonna happen.
They're still Republic
Your
boys.
debt's still not paid, remember?
I am not bringing Omega to a planet swarming with Imperials.
So leave her here with me. I'll keep an eye on her.
I don't exactly trust you either.
Nah.
Good, you shouldn't. But if keeping the kids safe means more money in my pocket, it's in my best interest to do so, isn't it?
If anything
That's true.
happens to...
I'm part of this squad too.
Then, following orders shouldn't be a problem.
Oh damn.
Stay close to Sid and don't leave this parlor. Got it, soldier?
Yes, sir.
Whatever, Dad.
Hey, Tiny, I got a mission for you. Now get scrubbing.
Nah. Oh, that's just great. Immediately being put to work.
I can't believe we're helping a separatist senator.
So you have said
Tuh.
repeatedly.
Yeah.
I always thought we'd make it to Raxus someday. But not like this.
That was a nice place.
Hunter, the client is a separatist. How do we know this isn't a trap?
It's a pretty specific trap then, man. They probably don't know that they've hired clones.
No.
The client being a separatist is not relevant.
It is to me. Forget politics. We're here to do a job.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased to hear you say that.
Who are you?
They're being hired by the
Working for a
droid.
droid?
They're saving a separatist and being hired by a droid. Yeah, Echo really hates this, but he's a reg, so
I haven't heard back from them yet. Do you think they're okay?
They better be for what this job's paying.
that's helpful.
Gone with them on the mission. It's not fair.
I've got news for you.
It's outrageous. It's unfair.
Life ain't fair. Maybe if you weren't so helpless, those 4 laser brains wouldn't have left you here with me.
Nah. Good job, Sid.
What are you two looking at?
I'm not helpless.
Look, kid.
She's really trying.
Dark and broody. I keep an eye on you and keep you safe.
For how much?
Not enough.
Nuh.
4 in the subterranean level.
Why do I get the feeling you're setting us up?
It is against my programming to send my allies into danger.
We ain't allies, Tin Bin.
Enough. We need to take out the compound surveillance system.
It's interesting. Wrecker's also against the droid. Well, I'm glad it's not just Echo, then. Good job. They might have to get Stormtrooper armor.
I suggest you leave before... Oh dear.
Nah.
Stop! Stop!
Good job. This feels like Ocarina of Time. Like we're trying to meet the princess. We're going through the back of the castle.
Not to worry, I'm getting the hang of this.
Wait!
Excuse me, guards. I appear to be lost. Can you direct me to the nearest egress?
Whoop. Good job. Ooh. Oh. Good catch.
Careful.
Lay all you want. You're not getting out of this one.
I wouldn't do that.
Hear that? We got an expert here.
Nuh.
Well, expert. What should I do next?
You blew it!
Duh. You blow it.
How'd you know to do that?
It's a strategy game. I'm good at strategy.
Oh, she's starting to
How
think.
good?
Enough
to win a few matches for some money.
Perfect.
Hens. What's my cat?
Huh.
She's learning.
30%.
That sounds fair.
60.
Oh, shit. The kid's gonna start gambling! Yes!
I thought we had an understanding, Senator.
I refuse to be your puppet. My loyalty is to the people, not the Empire.
We're looking up these two after
Unwise
the episode.
choice.
Yeah. Just get the droid. Whoop! Ooh! Oh, good job. That worked out so well.
Our position has been compromised.
Follow us.
Leave the base.
You intend to gain control of the armored vehicle from up here?
Coming through.
Duh. Yeah, like that. That was easy. Ooh! Good shot.
You can't possibly expect me to do that.
Just don't look down.
Oh gosh. Oh no. His hat. And off we go. Duh. Chuck him out. Bye. Oh, this is gonna be a battle of attrition right here. Oh! Oh, that was a nasty hit. Oh! Good job. It's interesting they're specifically set to stun. Ah! Good job. Oh.
You there.
Oh! Ah, finally. That's why they kept the vase.
No, I never much cared for that vase.
Or vase, excuse me.
Repairs complete.
We're on our way.
Man, I would not be wanting to climb that thing.
If you don't mind, please blast a hole in the wall right here.
That I can do.
Nah. This is clever. Alright. Let's go. Good job. What a beautiful place. I feel like Shrek is about to start here.
I cannot abandon my people. I must help them.
You will, Senator. But not if you are in Imperial custody.
She's right. Live to fight another day. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . 。 . 。 .
Hmm. . . . 。 . 。 . 。 .
She's right. Live to fight another day. Hmm.
probably was rough for Echo to say that. That was like their most successful operation ever.
Of course.
She's been making money. Yay! Now she found something to do. Play video games.
Alright, show's over.
I told you to keep a low profile. This is the opposite.
Ease up, Bandana. Omega made enough money to pay off the debt you boys owe me. So try showing a little gratitude to my friend. You did good.
Yay!
Glad you made it. Let's talk payment.
Remember, kids, gambling is good for you.
How about we put those strategy skills to the test? One match. If you win, then no more sitting out on missions. You ready for this?
Are you?
Meh. We'll see how good he is. Aww. Alright. Oh, okay. It was Alexander Sedig as the senator. Well, okay, I would not have recognized that, but that's awesome. Okay, so I said we were going to look them up. Now, I don't recognize Captain Bragg's name just by seeing it, so suppose we could go look at that real quick. Huh. Okay, so in Forces of Destiny, she plays Princess Leia. That's pretty interesting. Alright, so I don't really recognize her too much, but Alexander Sedig, that is pretty cool. I would not have guessed, but that is really awesome. Alright, that was probably way loud. Way louder than I meant that to be. Alrighty, that is episode 10. Very interesting episode, definitely. So, hop into the notes. The first thing I wrote down is Raxus and the Empire. So, Raxus was the basically the capital of the separatists, which is pretty interesting. So that's pretty good. A good setup for this episode. Because, yeah, I guess they never really... You never really hear about what happens with the separatists after the Clone Wars. You know, you just know, well, the Republic became the Empire and the separatist leadership is all dead. But we don't know what happened to like most of the people with the separatists. You know, I'm reminded there was that one like friend of Padme's in the Clone Wars. You know, like what happened. I want to say what happened to her, but I'm trying to remember if that character ended up dying. Oh, she might have. Now that I'm thinking about it, she might have died along the way, so I don't know. But yeah, like all the separatists, like how did they just join the Empire, you know? That's just sort of my question. But yeah, so that was really interesting. Just a good setup. And then the fact that, you know, the Bad Batch, they are clones that, you know, serve the Republic, and they're saving a separatist senator. Very, very interesting. And definitely, I like, again, how they highlight Echo being sort of different from the rest of them, because he was, and still kind of is, a reg, you know? Yes, he is different from a normal reg, but still, he was born a reg, and so he still has that in his mind, that sort of reg programming, that reg personality. So yeah, he does have trouble with saving a separatist senator. I also like, you know, he clearly has a problem with being hired by a droid, but I also like that Wrecker has a problem with being hired by a droid. I thought that was a really good idea. That they both don't like being hired by a droid, so it's not just Echo. So that was really, really good. And then yeah, I there's a part of me that wishes they kind of went a bit more into that. I almost wonder if maybe we're getting a character arc with Echo, because that's the thing, is that we've had, you know, over the past couple episodes, sort of sorry, the light like flashed for a second, so I was curious if we were getting another power blink, but no, we seem to be all right. Anyway, so I was curious if we were getting a character arc, because we have had a couple moments like with Rex, where he was like, oh well, maybe we should go. We could help Rex and help people and stuff. And Hunter saying, look, we're not soldiers anymore. We need to move past this. It's sort of this interesting thing. And the thing is, even though it's sort of like, okay, Echo, you kind of need to get past the fact that you're not, you need to get past this soldier thing. You're not a soldier anymore. But to an extent, they all sort of need to do that, They all sort of need to get past the soldier mindset, which is very interesting. So I like that. So I'm still curious if we're going to get more of that with Echo. So yeah. We had the whole thing with sneaking into the castle. Again, that definitely felt like Ocarina of Time. You're sneaking around the castle to go find Zelda, So that was really interesting. I just like the set of that. And then I did like the droid. What was it? GS8. She was really interesting. Definitely. She's kind of got like a C-3PO thing going on of, just sort of being the innocent droid who's not prepared for these situations. But she started to adapt very well, actually. So I like that with that whole thing with, they're sending her out there to draw in troops. And then she's like, oh, I think I've got the hang of this. And she goes in and does it again. So that was really good. I like that. And then saving that vase. That vase had to be used for something, because why else did they keep it that long? So yeah, that was good, using the vase there. And then I like, just that entire escape with the walkers. Now, it's interesting, that entire thing, the Bad Batch had their weapon set to stun, not to kill, which is interesting. I'm curious if there was ever a specific reason for that. Like, maybe they don't want to kill, because the stormtroopers are still clones. Maybe they don't want to kill their brothers, basically. But I don't know, because I don't think they've ever really had a problem. Like, I don't think when they were facing Crosshair and his troops, that I'm pretty sure they still had it. But maybe that was just because they didn't want to draw too much attention. So it was just a simple, extraction of the senator. So that could have been it, that they didn't want this to get any bigger than it needed to be, so they kept their weapons on stun. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting detail. And then we had the whole thing with finding the other passage, which was good. And that was very, very clever, knowing that there was a passage within that wall, blow a hole, and then you get out of there. Then we also had the live to fight another day, which I liked. So that was really good with, the senator. Because, yeah, it's like, well, what am I doing? Am I just, leaving? Am I just, not... Am I not going to be there for my people? But it is, you need to do what you can. And it's not going to do any good if you're not there, basically. So that was good. And I like, that was a good moment for Echo when he's like, look, live to fight another day. So that was good. I also like the whole thing with Omega, where it makes sense, Hunter being sort of the overprotective dad, wanting her to stay behind and realizing, no, that's not right. She is part of the squad. You should take her. You should trust her, and especially because she is getting better. But yeah, that whole thing with Sid was actually really good. So I did really like that. Just that whole thing, and her complaining and stuff like that. And then realizing that she can do something, and she actually pays off the Batch's debt by gambling. And I like that, and because you do sort of wonder, like, okay, was that Sid being like, oh, well, now you can pay off, the squad, the Batch's debt? Or was it, oh, I can just get money off of this, Which, that means she didn't really get any money from that, because probably whatever her cut was actually then went to Sid to pay off the debt, So, but that was good. I like that she found something good to do and she started gambling. That was really funny. And then and Hunter again coming in and sort of being the tough, overprotective father and being like, oh, I told you to keep a low profile and this is the opposite. But then saying, all right, he basically apologized in his own way and gave her the opportunity. If you win, no more sitting out on missions. So he needs to trust her. He needs to not be so overprotective about it. So yeah. Oh wait, what character was Bolo? Liam O'Brien. I recognize that name actually. Because I still have the cast list up from the episode. Liam O'Brien. Oh yeah, he plays Nephrite on Sailor Moon. I've had to look up that name recently. So who the hell was Bolo? Oh, maybe he's like one of the. Maybe he's one of the two that are always in Sid's bar. I bet that's it. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, I just looked over at that name. I was like, wait a minute, I recognize that name too. So yeah. But that was a good moment between Hunter and Omega. It's a very interesting, father-daughter dynamic between Hunter and Omega that I really like. Whereas Wrecker, Tech, and Echo are more of her brothers, Hunter is more of her father, which is interesting. And I like because, from the beginning we've said like, oh, so this is like the Mandalorian where, there's the sort of father-child relationship between the Mandalorian and the child. But this is so much different because, technically speaking, Omega is older. Yes, obviously, I know the child is, like 50 years old on the Mandalorian, but that's not the point. But it's such a different dynamic because it's a different... I guess because Omega is at a different point in childhood, I guess is how we could say that. So I like that. I love the continuing father-daughter dynamic between Hunter and Omega. So yeah, another good episode. Really enjoyed it, and I'm curious to see where we are going next time. Although coming up soon, we're gonna have to skip a week. I don't think it's going to be soon, or I don't think that's right now. I think that'll be basically what's happening is at some point soon I'm going to be taking a vacation, which means I will be missing an episode of the Bad Batch, but that means that next week we'll just do 2 episodes back to back. I don't think that's yet. I think that'll be like episode 12 and episode 13. So we've still got a little bit. But yeah, that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all my Bad Batch reactions, as well as all my Clone Wars Season 7 reactions if you haven't checked out any of those. There's a subscribe button, there's a Patreon button, and other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.